feeling satisfied with this, Micah said, "Now I do know that Jehovah will do me good." JG 17. 7-13, but Jonathan was not of Aaron's lineage and thus was not even qualified for priestly service, which only added to Micah's error. New 3. 10. In those days, the Danites, searching for territory in which to dwell, sent out 5 spies, who eventually came to Ephraim as far as the house of Micah and got to spend the night there. While near Micah's house, they recognized Jonathan's voice, found out what he was doing there, and had him inquire of God so that they might know whether their venture would be successful. The priest told them, "Go in peace. It is before Jehovah that your ways in which you go." JG 18. 1-6 They subsequently spied out Laish and returned, telling their brothers about it, whereupon the 5 spies and 600 Danite men girded for warfare headed for that city. En route, as they passed Micah's house, the spies told their brothers about his religious articles and suggested their acquisition. The Danites took these and also convinced the Levite that it would be better for him to be a priest to tribe and family in Israel than just for one man. They then took him, the ephod, the teraphim, and the carved image and went their way. JG 18. 7-21. Shortly thereafter, Micah and a company of men pursued the Danites. Upon catching up with them and being asked what was the matter, Micah said, "My gods that I made you have taken, the priest too, and you go your way, and what do I have any more?" At that, the sons of Dan warned of possible assault if Micah continued following them and voicing protest. Seeing that the Danites were much stronger than his band, Micah returned home. JG 18. 22-26 The Danites thereafter struck down and burned Laish, building the city of Dan on its site. Jonathan and his sons became priests to the Danites, who kept the carved image of Micah, which he had made, set up for themselves all the days that the house of the true God the tabernacle continued in Shiloh. JG 18. 27-31. 2. A Levite of the Kohathite family of Uzziel, of which he was head, and his brother Ishia II, when the Levitical service assignments were distributed by David. 1 Ch 23. 6, 12, 20. 24. 24, 25. 3. Descendant of King Saul, son of Jonathan's son Merib-Baal-Mephibosheth. He is also called Micah. 1 Ch 8. 33-35. 9. 39-41. 2 Sa 9. 12. 4. A Reubenite who was the son of Shimei and father of Rhea. His descendant Beerah was a chieftain of the tribe of Reuben and was taken into exile by Assyrian king Tilgath-Pilneser Tiglath-Pileser III. 1 Ch 5. 1, 3-6. 2 Chi 15. 29. 5. Father of Abdon-Agba. He is also called Micaiah, which is the longer form of his name. 2 Ch 34. 20. 2 Chi 22. 12. 6. Levite and descendant of Asaph. Any 11. 15, 17 He is also called Micah and Micaiah. 1 Ch 9. 15. Any 11. 22. 12. 35. 7. Writer of the Bible book bearing his name and a prophet of Jehovah during the reigns of kings Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah of Judah 777-717 BCE. Micah was a contemporary of the prophets Hosea and Isaiah. The exact duration of his prophetic activity is uncertain. His prophesying apparently closed by the end of Hezekiah's reign, when the composition of the prophet's book was completed. Mic 1. 1. Ho 1. 1. Issa 1. 1. Micah was a native of the village of Moresheth, of Jerusalem. O textoi acute miritra longo. Micah's prophetic words regarding Samaria's desolation must have been delivered before that city's destruction in 740 BCE, and evidently his oral pronouncements were committed writing before the close of Hezekiah's reign. Deplorable moral conditions prevailed among the people of Israel and Judah in Micah's time. The leaders oppressed the people, especially the poor. Judges priests, and prophets were out for money. Idolatry, fraud, oppression, injustices, and bloodshed abounded. It was precarious to trust even confidential friends and family members. Mic 1. 7. 2. 1, 2. 3. 1-3, 9-12. 6. 12. 7. 2-6. The Book of Micah candidly portrays the wrongs of Israel and Judah, while foretelling desolation for Samaria and Jerusalem on account of their transgressions. Mic 1. 5-9. 3. 9-12, it also contains promises of restoration and divine blessings to follow. 4. 1-8. 5. 7-9. 7. 15-17. The authenticity of this book is well established. It harmonizes with the rest of the scriptures in showing Jehovah to be a merciful and loving God, pardoning error and passing over transgression. Mic 7. 18-20. Compare X 34. 6, 7. PS 86. 5. From earliest times the Jews accepted this book as authentic. About a century after Micah's time, his words spoken during Hezekiah's reign about the desolation of Jerusalem were quoted by certain older men of Judah when making a point in defense of Jeremiah the prophet. J 26. 17-19. Compare Mic 3. 12. Centuries afterward, the Jewish chief priests and scribes, on the basis of Micah's prophecy, confidently stated that the Christ was to be born in Bethlehem. Mount 2. 3-6. Compare Mic 5. 2. A fulfillment of prophecies respecting Samaria, Jerusalem, and the Messiah, or Christ, stamped this book as being inspired of God. Noteworthy, too, is the fact that Jesus' words about a man's enemies being persons of his household parallel Micah 7. 6. Mount 10. 21, 35, 36. Micaiah me middle.Kiah who is like Jehovah. 1. Wife of King Hoboam, daughter of Uriel of Gibeah, and the mother of King Abijah of Judah. She's also called Maacah. 2 Ch 11. 18, 20. 13. 1, 2. Micaiah 392 a candid statement of the wrongdoing of Israel and of Judah, a forecast of desolation for Samaria and Jerusalem, and promises of restoration covers a period leading up to and possibly following the desolation of Samaria in 740 BCE. Wrongdoing of Israel and Judah is contrasted with Jehovah's righteous requirements. Oppressors lie in bed, plotting to seize homes and fields. When day dawns, they carry out their schemes too. 1, 2 unsuspecting passers-by are robbed. Women and children are victimized too. 8, 9 those responsible for administering justice exploit the people as though they were animals. 3. 1-3 false prophets call out, peace. But they sanctify war against anyone that does not put something into their mouths. 3. 5 judges, priests, and prophets are solely out for gain, yet they claim Jehovah's support. 3. 9-11 loyal ones are virtually non-existent. Princes and judges seek bribes, and not even family members can be trusted. 7. 1-6 Jehovah delivered his people from Egypt, and guided and protected them. No amount of sacrificing will compensate for their revolt. 6. 3-7 He requires that his people exercise justice, love kindness, and walk modestly with him. 6. 8 Jehovah's judgments against Israel. Judah, too, will be affected. Jehovah's judgment will result in Samaria's being reduced to a heap of ruins. The disaster will reach even as far as Judah and Jerusalem. 1. 3-16 Calamity will come upon Israel. Her fields will be apportioned to others too. 3-5 Jehovah will strike his people. They will eat but not get filled, they will sow seed but not enjoy any fruitage. 6. 13-16 Remnant will be gathered and true worship exalted. The remnant of Israel will be gathered together like a flock in the pen, with their king before. O text to acute miritra longo. Michael 393-2. Son of Imlah and a prophet of Jehovah to the northern kingdom of Israel during King Ahab's reign. 1 Chi 22. 8. While King Jehoshaphat of Judah was visiting Ahab, the Israelite king invited him to join in a military campaign against the Syrians to regain possession of Ramoth-Gilead. Jehoshaphat accepted, but asked that the word of Jehovah be sought. So Ahab summoned 400 prophets and asked them, "Shall I go against Ramoth-Gilead in war, or shall I refrain?" They answered in the affirmative, saying that Jehovah would give the city into the king's hand. However, Jehoshaphat wanted more assurance, whereupon Ahab reluctantly sent for Micaiah, the prophet who had always prophesied bad for him. The dispatched messenger urged Micaiah to speak words to Ahab like those of one of the other prophets. At first Micaiah did so, but Ahab placed him under oath to speak truth in the name of Jehovah. At that, Micaiah said, "I certainly see all the Israelites scattered on the mountains, like sheep that have no shepherd." 1 Chi 22. 1-17. 2 Ch 18. 1-16. Micaiah then proceeded to relate his vision of Jehovah sitting on his heavenly throne and asking assembled spirit creatures, "Who will fool Ahab, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth-Gilead?" One of the spirits volunteered to go and become a deceptive spirit in the mouth of all of Ahab's prophets. Jehovah replied, "You will fool him, and, what is more, you will come off the winner. Go out and do that way." Micaiah then told Ahab that God had put a deceptive spirit into the mouth of all his prophets, but Jehovah himself has spoken calamity concerning you. With that the false prophet Zedekiah struck Micaiah upon the cheek and asked mockingly, "Just which way did the Spirit of Jehovah pass along from me to speak with you?" Micaiah boldly replied, "Look. You are seeing which way on that day when you will enter the innermost chamber to hide yourself." Ahab then commanded that Micaiah be put in the house of detention, where the prophet would be fed with reduced allowances of bread and water until the king returned in peace.